Welcome to The Dentist Show. Let's jump right in.
Welcome to The Dentist Show.
The Dentist Show.
We are back. Episode
Loving it.
30s. I just had a team member just tell me like, I thought you guys did like 3 or 4 of these. We're like 30, 31.
She's like, you guys did like 1 million of them. And
Yeah.
we're like, actually 30, but
And she's like, 30? Like 30 was more than 1 million.
it was like that.
We blew her away. And then I almost fired her because she didn't listen to him. But
she only knew.
she's not a cat lady.
Yeah.
So she's okay to listen to him.
Yeah, we offend a few people, I'm sure of it.
If to define what a cat lady is.
We did say we wanted to do that so that we didn't offend too many people.
I would say if you have more than 2 cats and your hair is blue or purple, you
gonna
are
get
a cat lady. Now, if you have more than 5 cats and your hair is normal color, you are a cat lady.
Okay.
So 9, you're a cat lady.
You're Callie, no matter what color your hair is.
3 and no hair dye, like blue or purple, you're not a cat lady.
Okay, you're just a lady who has cats.
You have a lady, it probably start with 2 cats and they had a little baby.
Oh, because cats do that.
They mate. And then
they just had one.
It's fine.
Just
but if you have 3 cats, purple hair, cat lady. 5 cats, no purple hair, cat lady.
okay.
Okay, we defined it. We've
I
offended
think
anyone else.
that's I think that's good.
'Kay.
And I think they're like 2 or more cats or 3 or more cats approaching cat lady.
Depends how
5
much
or
poop
more.
and feces is in their brain, according to you.
The toxoplasmosis.
Taxes post. I think we're onto something.
Yeah.
I think we need to find that in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. Is there like a crazy dog lady or dog guy?
No, I don't think they're crazy as much as their house stink.
Okay, so there's the stinky dog guy.
There's a stinky house woman.
What about
or
that
man.
patient that comes in and they are just so covered in hair
Oh yeah, it's true.
that you can't even see what color their clothes are?
Yeah.
You know the patient I'm talking
Yeah.
about?
Yeah. And you're like, oh, you have a lab. You have
Yeah.
a white lab?
Yeah.
We have a white lab. How do you know?
How do you know?
Just lucky guess. I can read people.
I've had patients tell me that like they don't even worry about cleaning up their floor because as soon as they clean it up, it's covered in hair this next minute because they have like a
Yeah.
husky or something.
I really want my dream in life. We've already talked about the dog in my practice. Okay, that probably won't happen. But what is going to happen is I'm going to have like a summer home in Idaho and a winter home in Arizona.
Oh, sounds lovely.
And my wife will just fly up. I will drive the truck with my lab from Arizona. He's gonna be my friend. Anywhere I go, he's there. Except they freaking shed.
They do.
And
You
they're
can get a
a mess.
Labradoodle,
No,
which sheds
they're
less.
not as cute.
That's true.
We were going to talk about a clip. I actually played for my Chandler team probably a year ago,
Okay.
and it's fascinating. So we can't play the whole clip, and you really have to understand the words. Or you have to see the words.
You have to see it to believe it.
So I'll just share it. It's from Jesse L. Martin.
Jesse L.
You can
Martin.
find it on if you search up TikTok or YouTube and you type in Jesse L. Martin.
That is embarrassing.
It'll pop right up. It's one of his most famous little clips. He's speaking to an audience, and behind him is a screen. And the screen, the first set of words is "that is embarrassing," and it's a soccer club somewhere in Europe, and they are chanting "that is embarrassing." So this is the start of the clip. We won't play the whole thing, so you can go search, but we're going to talk about it.
Embarrassing 4 times. After the 4th time, write down what you hear. Interesting. Almost everyone here heard that is embarrassing.
So I think we all heard it, and behind the screen it says "that is embarrassing." And then he continues. He says, okay, now we're going to play it multiple times. And he changes the words on this back of the screen. Do you remember some of the words?
Yeah, he says, shoot, now I'm drawing a blank.
Well, he says, let's see.
Something about a pharmacy.
Bart Simpson, bouncing ball.
That's not right. We'll watch
Piracy
it.
Martian.
Piracy Martian. Yeah.
That isn't my receipt. pharmacy, piracy. So it's not showing the whole clips. Balls bouncing or something like that. So it has like 5 different phrases that keeps playing. So he's playing the exact same sound, and then you're reading different words. And whatever words you're hearing is what you're actually whatever words you're seeing is actually what turns into what you're hearing. And he explains a little quick like neuroscience about how we hear and see things. And the point is, your reality might actually not be real.
Yeah.
What you hear, and even if your memory is perfected, like perfection, still you might be hearing different things than what everybody else hears.
Yeah, he says something in that clip that like your reality is truly only your reality.
Yeah, and it's like it's different levels of like an onion to peel back in.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is true. And then you can look at it like, no, that's like deep true.
Yeah.
Like you can really like start thinking about your own life and how you get so upset at other people, and it's usually because you would never do that.
Yeah.
And you're not them. So yeah, I think about it. We have 2 ways to take this tonight. One is I had a conversation, and I think I offended a couple of my team members because 2 quit. And I don't think they listen to the show, so I guess that we don't care. But I won't call them out. But you guys can, suck it. Just kidding. We love you. But I had a hard conversation because in this office, there's a lot of inter-office drama. Like there's always like drama. There's like little cat fights and like she said, she said, they said,
Yeah.
they don't respect me. They did this or that. And finally I had an office meeting with them and I sat them down and I had this conversation with a lot of people that do you realize the only one that can make you mad is yourself? And they disagreed with me.
Yeah.
And they said, well, no, if she says this, that's going to make me mad. I'm like, well, you're deciding that's going to make you mad.
Yeah.
Because she could say those exact same words to me, and I just like laugh because it doesn't affect me. I just like, she's having a bad day. How can I make her day better? Like,
Yeah.
how can I improve the situation? Or maybe I when people make fun of me on purpose, I usually just laugh because it's usually true.
You are bald.
Yeah,
and
yeah. Like,
slightly dumb.
your head's shiny. I'm like, yeah, it is shiny. And I do not use a Bic razor. I use electric.
Oh.
Wow. And I'm
Tell
going to
me
have
more. Is it the one of
hair
those?
one day.
Is it the little hand head shavers?
Yeah, the little like 6 things.
Yeah.
I had a conversation with friends, by the way, and they said I can't do the wig. You can't go bald like me and then go wig.
But you can.
I mean, I can do it.
And then in 20 years, people won't remember.
That's right. I just got like fire 100 team members that had me with hair and redo all the YouTube videos
With hair.
And then nobody will know.
Okay, well, Chase's dream to get hair may or may not happen.
But that was the conversation. That was the conversation about the team, and they disagreed with me, and then they quit.
Yeah.
Just kidding. They didn't quit. They did quit, but not because of me. Well, maybe because of me.
I think it's because of you.
Probably me.
Yeah, it's because
That's
of you.
okay. It's not the first.
So I think would it be safe to say that what we're looking for is what we find?
Yeah.
Or what we seek is what we see?
Yeah.
Or we create
Yeah.
what we see?
I told them, like, I was vulnerable. Like, sometimes I'll get upset. And when you stop and reflect, it's usually you're upset at yourself. And you're reflecting it onto other people. And so anytime there's a mean patient, it always, or team member, always helps you just reflect, like, okay, is their life this miserable? Or is their life, like, that bad that they're just treating everybody so poorly?
Yeah.
And if you do that, it gives you a little more patience with your team or with your patients.
Yeah, actually, I find I try to do that as much as I can, and I fall victim, if you will, to the same problems where it's like, if I'm seeking for, I used to always have the employee I disliked the most, and no matter what they did, I was disliking them.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, at least if I have that one person I dislike, I can like everybody else, right? And I've started realizing, like, I created the need to have an employee that I wasn't happy with, right?
Yeah.
Now I don't do that.
Yeah.
Now I just hate you.
Yeah, that's
So
an easy
it's
thing to hate.
easier.
It's okay. Join the club. I have a list. chasesdumb.com.
Yeah, chasesdumb.com.
I was going to say Chase is gay. It's not- let that cat out of the bag. Just kidding. Hanging around Brady Smith too long.
Closet. No, but I ultimately it's like we really do create our reality, and what we seek after and what we look for is what we find. And so if we're seeking kindness and compassion from others, we'll find
Yeah.
kindness and compassion from others.
Yep.
If we're seeking for someone to steal from us and take what we work hard for, guess what? You're going to find that too, right? Maybe not stealing your car,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But like taking advantage of you,
Yeah,
stealing
for
your
sure.
time or something, right?
Yeah.
And,
And people do that when you're not thinking that either.
No, they do.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have to be so negative. It doesn't have to impact you. And you might have a month where things legitimately aren't going as good as you want them to. But if you have the belief that everyone's trying to do good around you, then you'll be able to get through that.
Yeah, giving people a benefit of the doubt for a little bit.
Yeah.
And I said in the previous podcast, it's like most people. Well, actually, I shouldn't say most. Some people have the ability to read people. And so if you read people, that's just a gift and a skill you actually can work on. And at the same time, just giving people some patience sometimes when they're having those rough days. It doesn't mean you have to fire them. It just means maybe they need patience that day. And when you do have the thought, like a sincere thought, like I don't think they're the right person, then it's time to move on. What was the other way you're going to take that that is embarrassing?
You distracted me, man.
Dang it, I knew I shouldn't ask that. There's two ways we're going to take that.
Yeah.
I took it to my way.
Yeah.
but-
So the one thing I was going to take it is, like we were talking earlier, and I'm sure every dentist out there has heard about Sucktember, right? And I was going to talk about, Chase has had this firm belief that we create Sucktember, and I know this to be true, and I still hate when Sucktember comes. And so we've talked about it with some of the leadership team is like, how are we going to rebrand September, like Spectember or something, like something awesome, right?
Yeah.
So Sucktember doesn't happen. It is my firm belief that Sucktember is created by the word Sucktember.
Yeah.
And
And sometimes if you look back, a lot of Sucktembers exist because the doctor took off for a week for spring break. And so then 6 months later, you have a week in September that you don't have any hygiene patients.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there is a correlation to that a little bit, and you can gear up for that. So either take a week off in September, or just fix it where you don't schedule the next week patients out 6 weeks or 6 months. It's 5 weeks in them. Or 3 weeks or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So.
Or you just take off all of September and it never sucks.
Yeah, but we have like a lot of people on Dental Town and Facebook have said that, and I think early on I got into that a little bit, and I was like, wait, no, it doesn't suck. Like I think that's all made up. It's I think it goes well because it's like Sucktember.
Yeah,
it's like S and like so it just like kind of rolls off the tongue. It's like, and if things aren't going well, it's easy to blame it on that month versus like how can we change ourselves to keep the momentum of the first 8 months going strong.
Yeah, what is September? Is it March? Is March 6 months before that?
Yeah, it's spring break.
Yeah, so
well, spring break for us, but you guys did in April up here.
Yeah, we do it in April up here, and March is a good time to take time off around here too. Right,
it's starting to get sunny again.
Yeah. Well, anyway, it's neither here nor there. I do believe we create Sucktember, just like we create a lot of negativity in our life when we think of it that way, right?
Yeah.
Like July is always going to be bad. It's summer vacation. No one comes around to the dental office, so it's hard to get patients to show up, right? Well, historically speaking, there is a correlation, or there is Julys can be bad around here, but they're not always bad.
Yeah.
It's if we create it. And so when we come in, we're like, hey, we're going to do everything we can to make same day treatment possible for our patients so that they don't miss time out on the lake or they don't miss time in their summer. We could have the best July ever because it's same day every day, right?
Yeah.
And so, and it's not just dental specific. It's like, if you're it just really is. If you're looking for it, you'll find it. And so if you're looking for the words to say Martian piracy, you're going to see Martian piracy instead of that is embarrassing, right?
I still don't even know what. I assume they are chanting that is embarrassing. I actually went to a deep dive for that like a year ago, and I just can't remember. I guess emailed myself. I don't know if you guys ever do that before, but you email yourself the clips that you thought was powerful. So I was looking through my emails and found that one. But I went through a deep dive, and I still don't know what they were chanting.
Well, he said
they
weird. Are saying
did
that
he?
is embarrassing. He said
because what a weird chant. Actually, I don't think they do. Actually, I remember. It's the team name. I should have been prepared. It's not even that is embarrassing.
What is it?
It's like the team name.
You sure?
I'm almost certain.
Is this going to be like the CEO book that you can't remember
the
name
new CEO
to?
by
Just
Ty
like-
Wiggins? Yeah, I did that one.
I mean, we finally remember Brady Smith's name because he was on a podcast with
Yeah.
us. but-
I'm pretty sure there's chanting a name, either the opposing team name or their
I don't know.
team.
I could easily see
What?
a couple soccer hooligans yelling, "That is embarrassing!" when someone missed a kick to the goal.
Maybe. I don't. I really.
I
did
just
a
see
deep
that
dive.
way easier
I guess
than-
now I hope you ask ChatGPT.
You know what? Let's ask Chat.
You're gonna ask ChatGPT, and
Live.
then you're gonna be wrong. I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was the team name. It wasn't because I think there's a whole debate online.
Okay.
And I think someone from the team said, "No, we chant that every time something." Maybe it is. I don't know, but it's either way. You can manipulate what you hear by what you read and what you see. And I think over time, I've always been taught by like books, like self-help books, that you attract what you want.
Yeah.
And I think that terminology might be missed a little bit. It's just you see what you want. Like
Yeah.
you get to. I think you can attract people, like good people, to you because you're a good person.
Yeah.
And you see the good in people, so then they become a different person. And because I've been shocked at like learning what team members do out of the office sometimes. I'm like, whoa, I had no idea that they did that.
Like they seem like the best employees ever in office, and then you hear about what they're doing at home, and
Yeah, or like
oh,
their attitudes or their tempers, and
yeah,
you're like, wait, what? That's you? Yeah,
yeah,
that's weird.
yeah. Like you lost your mind at a baseball game and punched someone.
right.
Weird.
Or just some like stupid stuff.
No
And-
one I know has done that in our team, but
But yeah, I think you see what you want to see sometimes, and I think that's a perfect example. I think that's a perfect clip explaining that a little bit because it's you do a live with the TikTok, or this was a YouTube short, but anyway, so that's look it up. I already forgot.
yeah,
the
look
name.
it up. I think it'd be super powerful for you guys to be able to see it because it really helps you understand like how our brains are wired, and to double down on it, it's like our reality is our reality. It's not anyone else's reality. Like my experience of this podcast right now is going to be completely different than your experience of this podcast, even though it's happening to us at the exact same time.
Yeah.
Right? Because the way we perceive it is what we're looking for. So like I'm over here like, Chase, you talk way too much. Can you stop talking? You're overbearing this podcast.
Yeah.
And that's all I see.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I want my turn to talk.
Yeah.
And then Chase is like, ugh, Ryan's so bad
He's
at this.
rambling again.
But yeah, all jokes aside, I think it's just remember that throughout your whole day, throughout your life, it's like seek what you want and it'll actually present itself. You may have to create it in other ways, but if you seek what you want to see, it'll be there.
Yeah, and sometimes I know that. And dude, like if I'm listening to this, I'm like, these guys are a bunch of idiots.
They are. We
They're
are.
so full of it, and it's so hard to like.
Oh.
It's something I think you get older, you see it more, you see it less.
Yeah.
And I think if I was 30 and heard this thing, I don't know if I'd buy it.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like, well, that's nice. These guys are weird. I'm gonna turn them off. And it's been the most true thing I've learned to like know. Like you get to see what you see.
Yeah.
And that's gonna be totally different what someone else sees. So you might as well like make that glass half full and
Yeah.
see all positive things all the time.
I'm a big fan of glass half full instead of half empty.
Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
a much better way to live life. Like, life's so short. Why live a crappy life? And I think majority of people just think just let life happen to them, and they're not intentional, and so they're miserable because they think life's miserable.
Well, it's not even the circumstances themselves that are making them miserable. It's the
Sometimes they're
it's
filthy rich or
right.
same.
What it is they feel like they don't have a choice in it, and therefore that's what's making them miserable.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like, could you imagine like day in and day out being like, "This is my lot in life.
Yeah,
This is what it is."
yeah, life, whatever. This always happens to me.
Yeah.
I'm always picked on.
We have those patients. I think we've talked about it before.
Well, I like those patients.
the patients. Yeah, those patients are the best for the dental chair because you're like, Oh, you got a crown we got to do on number 3. There's a mesial distal fracture, whatever. We would never say that to a patient because that's totally nerdy dentist stuff. But like, there's a fracture on this tooth. We got to do a crown. We're like, figures. Always happens to me.
Right.
You're like, yeah, we'll take care of it today.
Yeah, they're so cool about it. But that's like, so if you can pick, like, if you can pick, why don't you just choose? And it's a skill.
It is a skill.
I think it's like I think some people are blessed with it, just the ability to be joyful and happy in any situation. And some people have grit that they think bad things keep happening to them. And they just keep plugging along because they know it's going to be better off if they just keep plugging along and be happy. And then there's people that, including me, it takes work sometimes. They'll like really focus on like, and I think the best way to do it is just to serve others and to put yourself in other people's shoes and understand like, oh, your life's actually really, really, really good. And to always have a positive spin on it. Like it's just, life's just too short. So
yeah, it almost seems like it's like a little reverent around this conversation. Like, cause I think it does mean a lot more than we even mean it to mean, but it's like, or truthfully speaking, if you're able to be listening to this podcast right now, you've probably got more to be thankful for than you know.
You have time,
right,
to waste.
Right, like it's as simple as that is, and as easy it is for me to say on this side of the microphone. It's like you're not having to go hunt your food right now, right? Because you have time to listen to your phone. If you had to go hunt your food, or you had to like slave away day in and day out just to make ends, you wouldn't be sitting listening to this podcast.
Or they have a $1,200 iPhone with a $200 headphones. Yeah, listening to a podcast while they're not working or slaving away. And some might be working while they're or might be listening while they're working. But
yeah, my stay-at-home daughters, they get to listen to all their podcasts.
Tuesday's free day.
That's so funny.
Oh, Meadow. Like, wait, Tuesday is school. I don't do school on Tuesdays.
Yeah,
okay. Well,
my 14-year-old and my 12-year-old are currently being homeschooled, and we have a tutor that comes in 3 days a week, and then Fridays gives a lesson that they do without the tutor being there. But Tuesdays, no tutor. So so we saw Chase yesterday, and she's like, "Tuesday's my free day."
Yeah, that's right. That's awesome.
So that's my 14-year-old stay-at-home daughter, just living her best life.
She definitely is.
Yeah. So we had to follow Dad to work day, and it was a good day actually. She learned a lot. She's like, "Oh, I had no idea you did that to a tooth to make a crown."
Right. Patients don't always understand that still.
Yeah. So.
I had one yesterday or Monday that said, she's like, "I'm so confused. You sent me to the endodontics for a retreat, but there is no root." And I was like, "No, there's a root. Oh, but there's no tooth because I have a crown." Oh, wow, you are confused. Like, what do you have in your mouth right now? Anyways, so yes.
Did you explain to her?
I tried. I was like, yeah, it's not, the root's still there. There's these little tunnels that are now filled, and then the tooth's still there. Just you missed about a millimeter of it, and it has a hat. Okay, but what should I do? Go get the retreat. Like, that's like the whole conversation. Like, okay, so I should go do what you said to do 2 weeks ago? Yes, just go do it. Yeah.
You know what? Sorry. It just reminded me of a patient we had today. One of our hygienists actually handled this super well. One of our new hygienists in Hayden, and just like crushed it. But the patient's missing lower molars on the left side, so it just has first premolar and nothing back. And you can totally tell that premolar has been abridged before and it's sectioned. Okay. Mm-hmm. Upper right side, she has one missing tooth, and then number 2 has a big fracture going down it. Okay. I'm like, "Hey, do you want to replace that missing tooth?" Right. And she's like, "I don't know." And I'm like, "Cause we could totally do a bridge for here. That tooth in the back already is going to need a crown. We could make a bridge for you." And she's like, "Oh, I don't do bridges. Bridges don't work in my mouth."
Yeah, I hear that a lot.
Right. I'm like, "Well, what do you mean?" She's like, "Well, the bridge I had on my lower left, that's why I'm missing teeth. We did the bridge. It got infected. I lost my teeth. And now I don't do bridges because bridges are bad in my mouth." And I was like, "Well, what do you think it was?" She's like, "Probably the metal or something that's in the bridge."
Yeah.
Right. And I'm not making fun of the patient at all. This is her low IQ in dentistry. Right?
This is why you don't talk too much to patients. They don't get it.
Yeah.
They get more confused.
Yeah. So, well, here's the thing though. Like, I then asked her, I was like, okay, well, would you rather just crown this tooth and then do an implant? And she's like, oh, crowns don't work in my mouth either. Yeah, the last crown I had, that's why this tooth had to get extracted. They did a crown on it, and crowns don't work in my mouth.
Right.
And to try to speed this story up a little bit, patient is 2 for 2, bad bridge, bad crown, right? Crowns do not work for her. Our hygienist was like, well, I understand that the work that you had done in the past did not work for you, and there could have been other factors that led to that. However, you've only had 1 crown and 1 bridge done. We do hundreds of those in the office all the time, and most of them succeed in a great way.
Yeah, almost all 99.9.
Right, and I think I said, I was like, yeah, like almost 100%. Right, and then he took that a little farther, and he's like, so I understand that you didn't have a great experience with those bridges, but those bridges, or that bridge and that crown, but that was a offset. That's not the norm. That's a rare thing, and if you want to save this tooth from losing it, which you will lose for sure if you don't crown it, crowning it's the best way to save the tooth. Yeah. And she scheduled the crown.
Nice. And see, she saw what she saw.
Yeah.
But that wasn't reality.
That's the thing. It's like
different
her reality was everything that's been done in her mouth has failed.
Yeah.
But she didn't take it under consideration. She's a very small sample size.
Right. Yeah. And there's a lot of factors to go into it. And they just don't understand.
Could have been the dentist that she was seeing did shoddy work. It could have been that those teeth had deep decay in them to begin with, and the dentist was trying to save them, and they needed a root canal, and she never went back.
Or she drinks like a 12-pack of Mountain Dew every day.
That could be it, too. I love Mountain Dew, or used to. I drank a lot of Mountain Dew when I was a kid.
It's got to be Diet Mountain Dew. It's like too sweet now.
Yeah.
Well, good. I thought it was good if you guys made the whole conversation.
Yeah.
You see what your reality might just like pause for a minute, might be different than the one people around you, even your loved ones.
So maybe ask people what they see. Talk to people about what they're hearing. Be curious, like Ted Lasso.
Be curious, not judgmental.
Yeah, I think if we can be curious and understand that maybe what we see and what we're hearing is biased based on our previous interactions with life, and just be curious to find out if maybe you're wrong, maybe you're right, and learn from it.
Yeah, I agree. Well, thanks, guys, for a little more reverence of a discussion, maybe not.
We didn't laugh as much this time.
Yeah, I don't know what we started talking about first, but
that's okay.
We're here.
We thank you for listening. We look forward to hearing any comments or concerns about what we do. 5 stars, that's what we want. Only 5 stars.
You can leave one. I like them.
If you leave one, then we've talked about this.
Oh, you got to leave a comment.
If you leave a 1 star, we welcome it with a comment.
Please.
If you just leave a 1 star, that's just mean. That's not helpful. We can't get better, and it doesn't give us anything to laugh at.
That's right. We won't.
5 stars, you can say whatever you want. We don't need a comment. 1 stars, comments necessary.
Yeah, I agree. Perfect. Well, thanks for joining us in Spokane again.
That's right.
Until next time, stay
classy, America.
Yeah. I was about to say, I was like, oh, that's a little dorky. I would never say that.
Stay classy, America.
That's right. All right, guys. We'll see you.
Thanks for listening to The Dentist Show. We hope that this episode helped you make smiles about more than teeth. To get more resources to grow as a dentist and to learn more about Chase and Ryan, go to thedentistshow.com or just follow the link in the show notes. If you enjoyed this episode, share with another dentist in your life and help us grow the movement. And be sure to rate and review wherever you're listening.